gentlemen, it's time for your most famous words in iRacing. It's time for your go time music. Zippy, we got 27 bad mother truckers. A stellar top 10, a stellar top 15, all the way down the board. 150 laps here at Kansas. Our fourth time in PALracing we've came here. Ladies and gentlemen,
Wizard of Zaw.
It's time to go racing. The Wizard of Zaw 225. And immediately Dylan Herberton goes to that lead. Here comes Daniel Honeycutt side by side with Pop-Tart Pete. Matthew Legat right there in the mix. The last time those three cars were nose to tail, it did not end well for Pop-Tart Pete. The first lap is completed. Dylan Herberton will have it. Here comes Daniel Honeycutt up the inside. Matthew Legat in tow. Pete Tartu's outside. Greg Jody moves to that fifth position. Joe Houston side by side with Jacob Licia as they come out of turn 2.
Yeah, he's been fast all season. And look, as he takes P1 there, not able to clear him off the turn there, but he's been fast all season. This top 5, top 10 is all the usual suspects outside of Dylan Herberton. Like you said, he's got some fast guys behind him as Honeycutt looks to clear and takes P1 there, passing the start-finish line. Matthew Legat now got Dylan Herberton in his eyes there.
But perhaps with the new setup change, he can learn something different. Look at Jacob Alicia. He got around Douglas Henry. Oh, 10, Honeycutt, contact. Do they hang on to it? That was tight. I think Dylan Herberton, Daniel Honeycutt battling for that lead. Herberton came up the track as Honeycutt came down. Contact, and that sends Daniel Honeycutt all the way back to the 8th position as Carr is trying to capitalize. So now Dylan Herberton returns to the lead. Jacob Alicia second. Oh my gosh, Zippy. I mean, look, Michael Alfaro up into third. Was he a sleeper pick? Oh my gosh. Can split this 150 lap race up pretty evenly, have a good idea of where that fuel window is going to be. No surprises. But that also means that each driver should keep an extra set of tires on the wall. So if that late race caution comes out after the final pit window as Douglas Henry goes to the lead and leads the lap, we could see some strategy. Douglas Henry, Dylan Herberton now almost side by side as they enter turn 1. Doug will clear, and Douglas Henry will go to the lead at Kansas for the first time in his career. So we got a battle for the lead. Maybe it might be a 3-car battle. Here comes Dylan Herberton. 3 cars underneath the blanket. Pete Tart on the bottom. Herberton up top to the rear bumper of Doug. Pushes him off into the corner. Herberton right there in the dirty air, the 66, but Pop-Tart Pete on the bottom, has the clean air, side by side with Doug. Both those guys giving each other plenty of room. Again, still at the beginning of this race, no need to push it too hard, but the opportunity is there. These guys are going to take it. Herberton all the way up to the top of the track again, and Doug is still staying just about a nose out of Pop-Tart Pete's. Down the back straight. Pete Tart inside. He has the run. Look at Herberton. 3 wide all the way down to the bottom. 3 wide for the lead. Pop-Tart Pete falls out of the middle. Herberton into second. And now he looks to challenge for first. But here comes Jacob Alicia from 4th. Can he make a move into that lead? He gets a really good exit on the straightaway. He's able to drive off that right rear and look at this monster run he gets. Doug will try to pinch his entry low, but I think he's going to wash up right across the front bumper of the 66. Yes, he will. Doug was ready for it, but then Herberton made the corner. That was insane. Herberton, I thought he'd get slowed up on exit and Doug would cross over, but I was wrong. Dylan Herberton made it.
I got a feeling he was lying. It seems like he was lying. He keeps saying he's not comfortable in this as Daniel goes into the pit there. But Dylan he just said he was not comfortable and he's going to come out and get the pole and fight for pole all day.
To fix. Oh, Michael Alfaro, I think, just brought out the caution. There's a spin off of 4. Alfaro involved. I think there are more cars. Who's that down there? I think that's Davion Haskins. also involved. Let's take a look at the replay. Michael Alfaro, it looks like he's trying to enter pit road. He's trying to get that car. It looks like he wants to enter pit road, so what happens? Oh, just ran over by Daniel Nans.
Yeah, he checked up big time on that bottom lane.
Did he voice that he planned on entering pit road? I mean, you would expect so out of the veteran.
Yeah, I know watch Davey on here.
I feel like Daniel just ran him over. Oh, nose contact out of Haskins.
Good job by the rest of the pack being able to avoid that, and Alfaro able to lock that car up there on the top lane.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out. Hervitzen all the way down to the apron. Pop-Tart Pete and so, and as they go into turn 1, everybody seems to make it through just fine. We got 3 wide just in the back here. Almost. Aaron Warren, Luke Chadwick, Michael Brooks, Aiden Gould. Part of that group. Right now, Pop-Tart Pete trying to run down Dylan Hervitzen. Here they go. Into turns 3 and 4. Pete falls back. Doug gets a good run. Alicia, Greg, Jodiet still there in tow. How do these guys fare out of the corner? I see some wall contact, but mostly everybody gets away scot-free. Trying to run down Alicia's now. Pete Tart will try again. To the inside of Hervitzen. Side by side down the backstretch. Pete Tart saw what Dylan Hervitzen did to his LGR affiliate teammate of Daniel Honeycutt. Perhaps he's able to repay the favor. Hervitzen close to the fence. Pete up the inside. Does he clear him? Oh, that was tight. Pop-Tart Pete will get that lead, and now Hervitzen tries to re-aggress. Joe Houston heading down pit road. Aiden Gould also down on pit road. Lane Myers, Davion Haskins, Matthew Legat doesn't stay out to try to transfer. And we get a caution. Jacob Alicia, Jake Hare might have gotten together. Oh, no.
Pete had just gotten to the pit right before that as well.
Jacob Alicia and Jake Hare might have made contact off the exit of turn 4. Let's take a look at the replay before we assume anything else. Here we go. So here's Jacob Alicia. Jake Hare is just behind him. What happens? Oh, Dylan Hervitzen was loose on exit. And Hare into the back of Alicia. Hold on now. We got to see what happened on a bigger scale here. Get the big camera out. So Dylan Hervitzen.
Oh, he's going in the pit. Looked like he tried to cut that for the pit there and checked up, and it just got out from underneath him. Man, that we were just talking about Jacob Alicia not being able to get things to fall for him, and this is exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't really know what. Oh, my God. Well, he made it into pit road, but I don't think that's how you want to do that. And now that's 2 PALracing veterans who are not happy with Dylan Hervitzen. Jacob Alicia ran over by Jake Hare. Another day that was supposed to go Alicia's way. Belongs to Pop-Tart Pete, Douglas Henry, Greg Jodiet, Raymond Wimmer.
Root for Doug now.
Look at that EOL line, by the way. All those guys starting because they were a lap down. They got trapped a lap down because of the pit cycle. Lane Myers, Davion Haskins, Aiden Gould, Dylan Simmons, Jameek Smith, Gordon Larson Jr., all trapped 1 lap down. Can you believe it?
This happened the last we expected a green flag pit run. As we get major contact at the back of the pack.
I see Simmons around. Who else was involved?
Simmons into the wall, I believe.
I just cut away. I might have just missed it. Dylan Simmons. Oh, but that does bail out everybody that was a lap down. I'll tell you that right now. Let's take a look at the replay. Oh, hold on. We got to go back a little bit further. So it looks like
Jameek there.
I think that car just gets loose on him. Oh, yeah, just overcorrection up into Jameek. I mean, there's nowhere for Jameek to go. Contact from Dylan Simmons chasing it up into Gordon Spain. Does Gordon Spain do a nice little 180? Oh, Ooh, no, he will get into the wall. Oh, big hard hit for the 09. Gordon Spain involved. Unfortunate. Let's take a look at that from our chopper cam. I think I saw Joe Houston also end up in the grass with Michael Alfaro. So you watch the bobble out of the 09, comes up, pretty much parks it in front of the 15. Nothing for Jimmy to do. Catches Gordon Spain. There goes the contact with Joe through the grass. Alfaro on the apron. Ah, darn. You hate to see that.
See it.
The restart seems to be clean, but it's a really good launch out of Pop-Tart Pete. Douglas Henry side by side right now. And look at all these guys. I mean, they're 3 wide all the way through. It's a tight gaggle back here just outside the top 10, battling for 10th. Look at these guys side by side, 3 wide. I see Aaron Warren, Michael Brooks, Daniel Nan side by side. Nan sideways. Joe has to get on the brakes, and it creates a bottleneck behind. Hang on to it, boys. Hang on to it. Davion in between Gary and Davion. Lane Myers there, and they're going to finally get it settled in. Pop-Tart Pete leads. Douglas Henry, Greg Jodiet, Samuel Lang, Luke Chadwick, Aaron Warren, Raymond Wimmer.
We've talked about it a couple of times about playing the best defense that you can. And Douglas Henry is a guy that's going to make you play defense, and Pete is a guy that's going to play good defense. I mean, he said he practices more than anybody else as Douglas Henry takes the inside lane, looks go side by side, and he's able to clear him coming out of the turn. No,
they're door to door.
Fighting.
Pete all the way to the fence there. Nose to nose at the line. I think Pete has a better exit right there on the left rear now. Doug said, I'm still uncomfortable with that top line. Oh, Pete might have lost some speed there. He might have got loose because he does wiggle and does give up that position. And now Greg Jodiet right to his rear bumper. 3 cars underneath the blanket battling for first. This is epic. How will they exit for? Pop-Tart Pete loses 1 car length. Can he get it back on the crossover? Oh, he looked like he was to the left rear, Doug. Here they go at the line. They're even. They actually give it to Pop-Tart Pete. The scorer in the tower says he led that lap, and now Pop-Tart Pete trying to clear. Douglas Henry right there on his outside.
Yeah, I can.
Pop-Tart
I just
Pete
imagine.
clears. Down here comes Pete, though. The question is.
That might be the win right there.
Well, Pete Tart is going to hit pit road now. But the thing is, can Doug and Jodiet set some fast laps here and try to outcycle? 2 seconds back is 2 seconds back, and that's a lot. But I think they're staying nose to tail and not battling right now, Zippy, for a reason. There's a reason why they're doing this. They can't make it on field, but what they're trying to do is either A, hope a caution comes out and it traps Pete Tart down in the position, or no, they're just going to try to outcycle him. Oh, both cars almost missed pit road. Doug locks it down. Greg Jodiet just there with him. That was Harry. Joe Houston stays out, their teammate there of Pacemakers, to lead this lap.
Whoa. Ghost car.
Raymond Wimmer also out on pit road, so now we look to find Pop-Tart Pete. Here he is on pit road. Yet to exit. He should just about doing so. Why is Pete Tart still on pit road?
Quite a long.
There's something wrong with this Pop-Tart machine. Is he fixing damage? Why is Pop-Tart Pete stopped? Why is Pop-Tart Pete not? There goes Greg and there goes Doug. What on earth happened to Pop-Tart Pete? Pete Tart is still on pit road, and now he's rolling off. Did he have damage from hitting the wall? Is that what happened? Oh, but I don't know. Was there a penalty? What
I
is
got it? He got a penalty. Unsafe pit maneuver.
Unsafe pit entry. I would think, right?
It must be
unsafe pit entry. Perhaps he missed the entrance cone, and it's a hold for 40 seconds. Oh my gosh, this changes everything. That gives
so now our relative leaders are
Doug and Greg Jodiet. Oh my gosh. Have you ever? And it will be a fight for the win between 2 OGs, 2 Titans. Greg, 1 win to his name. The DeBaby Car 225 of Season 3. Douglas Henry, 3 wins to his name. Season 1's Blue Hen at Delaware. Season 2's DeBaby Car 225. And Season 3's Cage Rattler at Bristol. As now Greg Jodian looks to the inside, side by side for the lead. Coming up to 15 laps to go. They just touched, and Doug is sideways into the wall. Greg Jodian, Douglas Henry, door-to-door battle sends Doug into the wall. And I know that is not how Greg wanted this battle to go down, but Greg Jodian might be able to breathe because he will go into the lead. He has a 2-second gap over Doug, who absolutely has to have right side damage. A 8-second lead over Joe Houston, 10 seconds over Lane Myers. Samuel Langrounds at the top 5, a 10-second gap to him as well. And now he is just praying that a caution doesn't come out. Not the way he wanted to win this race, but dang it, Zippy, he's getting a second career win. Would this be a fairy storybook? I don't even know what word I'm trying to say. This is magic, baby. Welcome to Disney. This is the Wizard of Za. Here comes Greg Jodian down the backstretch, and all of WBR is going to be excited. There will be a driver that's unhappy, but it doesn't matter because Greg Jodian through turns 3 and 4 with a child due to be born next week. Greg Jodian will win the Wizard of Za 225.
Way to hold on, brother.
I really
Job
didn't
was.
do it that way. I slid up off the bottom. I'm sorry, bud. Go ahead.
And you heard it there. The first thing he did is key up on the mic and say, hey, Doug, that's not the way I wanted to do it. I slid up off the bottom. But how about this? Your first race with a new team and you pick up the win. Here's Doug. I think yeah, keep your cool.
Gonna come give him a love tap there.
I don't know. It was a rub. I don't know if there was much love involved, but Greg Jodian, how about this? Parks it on the front stretch. Fireworks share out the rear end. He's just hanging out. I don't know if he's going to burn it down. Maybe he's waiting for us. So
A win on Tuesday and another win to come later in the week, I'm sure.
I think so. I think he's going to keep it parked right there on the apron for us. No burnout. Nothing. Maybe it's no reason to celebrate for moving Doug. Let's see. Well, here we go. Never mind. Here's the burnout. I was going to say maybe
he had to ask permission first.
maybe that's what it was. Look at him burning it down. Oh, what a beautiful day in Kansas. It turned into one heck of a night. He's going to stop there on the front stretch. Greg Jodian, 2 career wins for you. Talk about this. With a child due to be born within the next week or so, you get your second career win. You've been here since day one. Talk about what this means to you and your family, and maybe we could get into the contact with you and Douglas Henry.
Man, it's awesome to win. It feels good to put it in victory lane. Kansas is one of those tracks that I feel like really suits my driving style. You know, as you mentioned, it's a little bittersweet. You know, I wanted to race Doug straight up. I didn't. He kind of crowded me down on the bottom a little bit. I was sliding up off the top, and once I got loose and we got hooked together, it was kind of on after that. I'm glad it didn't take him out of the race. I'm glad we got 1, 2, 3 for pacemakers. A lot of good to take away from today, and I hope he's not too upset once we calm down tonight. I'm sure he's not real happy about it right now, but happy to put the 19 in victory lane.
You said 1, 2, 3 for pacemakers. This is your first race as a pacemaker. Now, it was anticipated all throughout the offseason that you were going to be that 4th member on this elite team. Now we all thought, okay, maybe your schedule means that you can't be on this team. Well, the narrative flips, and here you are getting the second win for pacemakers, your first start with this group. How does the mindset shift moving forward with a new group of guys, new voices for you this season in your call as you go into the most team-heavy track of all time, Talladega, on our schedule, even with maybe perhaps a mad teammate?
I think it bodes real well for us. I mean, I've always worked real well with all those guys over there at WBR. You know, we're part of the Pacemakers organization now, but you know, we're all part of WBR together and have always spent a lot of time in practices and other calls together. So it's not a huge change, but it is nice to have all of us together in one call to figure out the old Talladega Derby.
Alrighty, Greg, congratulations on your win. Can't wait to celebrate with you later tonight, and I think that celebration is going to hang throughout the week. Tell your wife I says hi. I can't wait to see little Eleanor. Congratulations, bud.
Thank you, thank you.
We'll send Greg Jody back down, and now we got to grab the guy that finishes P2 Zippy, Douglas Henry. May feel cheated out of this one, but we'll go ahead and get him up into the booth. Doug, Zippy, and Noah in the booth. Got a copy.
I got a copy.
Well, I know you were absolutely not happy with that contact between you and Greg. Now, the first thing Greg said as we jumped to that call as he won the race was, "Sorry, Doug, I pushed up, unintentional." You know, what's your raw reaction to that and that move, and you know your good run overall?
I just think he knows better. You know, whether it was on accident, I'm sure it was, but I mean, come on, we're in the same call together, dude. Like, come on. What?
Well, Doug, does this create any sort of division going into the most team-heavy race next week at Talladega? Do you decide to push somebody else coming to the line, you know, or is this something you just gotta dwell on, tongue-in-cheek, and just move on? He, as being your new teammate, Greg Jodian.
You know, I love Greg, and I got no beef with him. I'm just heated in the moment. You know, nothing. I'm not gonna hold anything against him, but I mean, this is the second race this year where, you know, I should have won, but teammates kind of interfered a little bit, so frustrating.
Alrighty, Doug, we'll get you out of here, and we'll talk to you later tonight if you're still around. Congratulations on the P2, though. You led a lot of laps.
Thanks. Have a good one.
We'll send Doug down, and Zippy, let's go ahead and get P3 finisher in here. The third pacemaker driver, Joe Houston. You kept commenting on his charge throughout tonight. Zippy, how about Joe Houston and his charge to the front?
Joe, you got a copy?
I got you guys. What's up?
Joe, you were electric to watch tonight. Watch you fall back and gain back and fall back and gain back. And so can you just talk a little bit about kind of what went into that and how it feels to get that podium finish?
Yeah, I mean, can't be too upset with the third place. So, and especially the pacemakers 1, 2, 3. So happy about that. Congrats to Greg. Yeah, I feel like I definitely had the pace to win today. Just unfortunate luck there with it twice getting put a lap down on a pit cycle, and it took a lot of work to get back up through the field. But we made it through that final cycle. I was considering short pitting a little bit there to try and make up some of that gap, but I didn't want to get put a lap down a third time. But yeah, I hope it was entertaining and definitely passed a ton of cars.
It definitely was, Joe. As we look forward into the next 3 weeks, the highest payouts on the next 3 weeks, do you think you got a win in your books here, or is it going to be podiums for the payouts?
Oh, we got to win. We got to win, baby, at Talladega. We get in that crown jewel.
Ooh.
Go for the triple crown.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make it happen. Put the 3 car where it belongs.
I can't wait to talk to you next week and see what happens. You're the first, or you're not the first. You're the driver this season to set yourself up to be the first to win the Triple Crown. You got the 3 car. Put that in Talladega victory lane. But for now, congratulations on the top 3. You're one of the most consistent guys out there, and I look forward to seeing you next week, bud.
Hell yeah, guys. Have a good night.
Good night.
Well, good. And so Joe Houston down. And normally we conclude the show here, but I do want to talk to the kid who found himself once again on the outs when he had the opportunity to win. Pop-Tart Pete. That's got to sting 2 races in a row. The second time he's lost because of unsafe pit entry. Let's talk to him. Hey, Pop-Tart Pete, no one's Zippy in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, Pete, go ahead. And we didn't see it firsthand. We concluded that it might have been unsafe pit road entry. Did you miss the commitment cone? What happened?
Well, looking at the replay, that was about the safest unsafe pit entrance I think I've ever seen. The cone didn't even move. Like, I tapped the cone, but I mean, that's my fault. It's alright, that one stings a little, but it's alright. I'll see you in 3 weeks.
We're going to miss you. I'm sorry that this is how it ended. You definitely were the fastest. We were looking forward to watch you in tonight with the win. But Pop-Tart Pete, thank you so much for joining us for the beginning of this season. And you said, as you said in your podcast episode, next season you're winning that chip. You said, I don't care. I ain't going on no vacations. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to be here every Tuesday. I can't wait to see you do well. Of course, we have the PALracing Road Tour coming up. GRD6 is your fast in. A lot of opportunities to see this young man win, Zippy. Pete, have a good night, bud.
Thank you, Noah.
Do it for Grandma, Pete.
Do it for Grandma. Oh, here we go. That concludes the Wizard of Zaw 225 from Kansas. Zippy, this was insane, dude. I don't even know where to start. One heck of
That's
a race
great
for these
return.
guys. Uh-huh.
It's a great return. Proud of these guys keeping it relatively clean. You know, some heartbreaks, some triumphs. That's PAL for you.